Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Reports suggest almost a quarter of the Libyan city of Derna has been washed away following a massive flood fed by the breaching of 2 dams in heavy rains. Thousands of people were killed and thousands more are missing in Libya in floods caused by the huge Mediterranean storm that burst dams, swept away buildings and wiped out as much as a quarter of the eastern coastal city of Derna. Storm Daniel barreled across the Mediterranean into a country divided and crumbling after more than a decade of conflict. The International Organization for Migration mission in Libya said more than 5,000 people were presumed dead, with 3,922 deaths registered in hospitals and over 38,000 people displaced in the flood-stricken northeast region. Officials say the death toll could be far higher.
Appalling, shocking, I think unimaginable actually in its consequences. I've heard that there are speculations about up to 20,000 may be dead. I believe there's 4,000 deaths registered at the moment. Again, in Libya, where access to Derna is still so difficult, where there's a compounded problem of the problems of the dams breaking as well as the storm breaking from the sea. This is a tragedy in which climate and capacity has collided to cause this terrible, terrible tragedy.
A judge has banned Spain's ex-football chief Luis Rubiales from going within 200 meters of the footballer Jenny Hermoso. Prosecutors asked for the restraining order as the National Court in Madrid considered a criminal complaint of sexual assault and coercion. Appearing in court for the first time, Mr. Rubiales denied sexually assaulting Ms. Hermoso by kissing her on the lips after Spain's Women's World Cup win. Ms. Hermoso's lawyer was adamant it was a non-consensual kiss. Swedish climate activist Greta Thunberg has been charged with disobeying a police order to leave a protest at a busy port in Sweden months after she was convicted of a similar offence. She was fined in July for refusing to leave a protest on a road for oil transport from Malmö harbour. After the verdict, Ms. Thunberg and other activists returned to the port and were again removed by police. Her second trial is scheduled for the 27th of September. Taiwan has told billionaire Elon Musk it is not for sale after he said the island was a part of China. Taiwan's foreign minister said, "Listen up, Taiwan is not part of the People's Republic of China and certainly not for sale." At a business summit this week, Mr. Musk compared Taiwan to Hawaii, calling it an integral part of China. Beijing claims self-governed Taiwan and tensions between the two have ratcheted up over the past year. London Fashion Week has kicked off with the Irish designer Paul Costello saying he was bringing back a bit of romance to the catwalks as he presented feminine dresses and fluid looks for his latest collection. The 78-year-old designer dressed models in unstructured jackets, some with tails, wide-leg linen trousers, V-neck jumpers and floral printed dresses. Plain dresses had ruffled details on the front and shoulders. The Spring-Summer 2024 line, called Giardino II, inspired by Italian film The Garden of the Finzi Contillis, stuck to a colour palette of breezy blues, cream, sand and ecru.
Usual bad habits, as any man. And I just think it's... I think the word style gets confused with expense. And my clothes are not couture, they're not showing on the Milan catwalk, they're showing here in London. And it's kind of like fashionable street fashion, you know, and you know, she can still be walking through the supermarket or going out for a date. It's just versatile clothing.
And Brazilian authorities think a big cat was destined to be sold for more than $4,000. Videos and photographs shared by Brazilian forces showed the moment the young puma was rescued from the facility where it was held in illegal captivity. According to authorities, the suspects planned to sell him for $4,100 with the aim of reintegrating the animal into the wild. The puma was sent to the Wild Animal Examination Center in Rio de Janeiro state for analysis and rehabilitation. And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel studios in Lagos.